on. If it's on, it'll be red. You'll see red up here.
Yeah, I'm leaving here and going to Arkansas for the weekend.
Whereabouts?
South. I just saw him on video.
Who's that?
He is a busy guy. So down in there, quantum
We ready?
get together. Yeah.
Call the meeting to order and request the secretary to call the roll, please.
Certainly. Governor Lee, Lieutenant Governor McNally,
Here.
Speaker Sexton, Secretary Hargett, Treasurer Lillard,
Here.
Comptroller of the Treasury,
Here.
Commissioner Bryson.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, and the first item is a consent agenda.
Yes, and I'd like to state that there have been no requests for public comments, and request approval of consent agenda items 1 through 11, which have been reviewed and recommended for approval by commission staff.
That's a proper motion, properly seconded. Discussion? Hear none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. You adopt. And the next item, Middle Tennessee.
Yes, our next item is for Middle Tennessee State University, and we have President Sidney McPhee here to present this item.
President McPhee, good to have you with us.
Good morning. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor and members of the Commission. MTSU has on today's agenda related to the MTSU Hotel Development Project, which is located on page 4 of the meeting materials that we've sent you. MTSU respectfully requests approval of a disposal by ground lease with a waiver of advertisement and appraisal for approximately 3.8 acres. The proposed lease will have an initial term of 40 years and will support the development of a 122 beds hotel through a public-private partnership with Sila Development. The proposed hotel will provide convenient lodging accommodation for university visitors, while also, and I might want to stress, it's a really important point, we are supporting an experiential learning opportunities for students, particularly within our tourism and hospitality management program. Under the terms of the agreement, rental property to the university will consist of both fixed monthly lease payments and a percentage of the hotel room revenues. The developer will be solely responsible for all development costs, as well as the ongoing management and operation of the facility. MTSU will retain the option to purchase the ground lease and associated improvements at a fair market value at any time after the 20th year of the lease term. Upon expiration of the lease, all improvements will revert to the ownership of the university. Please let me know if you have any questions regarding this request, and thank you for your consideration.
Motion on the item.
That's a motion and a second. Discussion. Dr. McPhee, when when do they hope to complete this project?
I have my assistant vice president. 30 months from now,
Okay.
Lieutenant Governor.
Thank you. Don't see any further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. You adopt.
Thank you, members of the commission, Lieutenant Governor.
Thank you. And the next two items, University of Tennessee.
Yes, our next two items were for the University of Tennessee, and we have President Randy Boyd here to present these items.
President Boyd, good to have you with us.
Good to be here. Good morning, Lieutenant Governor and Speaker and members of the Commission. The University of Tennessee, as mentioned, has two small projects to present to you today. Our request on page 4 is the approval of a lease with waiver of an advertisement between the University of Tennessee and Roane County NSPC LLC associated with the National Security Prototype Center project in Oak Ridge. The university and the Consolidated Nuclear Security, or CNS, agreed in May 2025 to collaborate on the development of a National Security Prototype Center in Oak Ridge. The NSPC will provide solutions for nuclear deterrence, national security, and nuclear energy sectors. The Roane County NSPC LLC will finance, construct, own, lease the National Security Prototype Center. The university will lease approximately 1/3 of the building, but the university's base rent payment will cover all the debt service required to construct the building. And we request your approval.
Motion on the item. Second.
That's a proper motion, properly seconded. Discussion? Hear none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. You approve.
Okay, thank you very much. And we have one other project. Our request on page 8 is for the approval of a revision in project scope, budget, and funding, and utilizing an alternative method for project delivery. Approval of a disposal by ground leases, and approval of a reciprocal easement agreement, all with the waiver of appraisals associated with the Neyland Entertainment P3 development project in Knoxville. The university, with our partner 865 Neyland, will develop a new entertainment district at Neyland Stadium. The entertainment district includes a private investment of $65 million into dining and retail space, along with a retail and private investment of $220 million for a hotel and residential condominium building. U2 will use $83 million in TSSBA funding for the construction of approximately 1,300 parking spaces, replacing the portion of G10 closest to the stadium. The entertainment district will be located on top of the parking garage. We request your approval.
Second.
That's proper motion, properly seconded. Discussion.
Question.
Mr. Comptroller.
Thank you very much. If you could, Mr. President, what is the timeline really for the projects?
On the entertainment district,
Yes.
the 3 projects there. So we're taking, pending this approval, we'll be taking down the G10 garage and immediately starting to build. We should have the new garage completed by the fall of 2027. Simultaneously, we'll be starting on the other projects. We expect to have the entertainment or the retail and entertainment district done in the fall of 28, and shortly thereafter, the following year, we'll have the condo and hotel built.
Thank you.
Further discussion? See none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. You adopt.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enjoy the summer.
Next, Children's Services.
Next item is for the Department of Children's Services, and we have Commissioner Margie Quinn to present this item.
Commissioner Quinn, good to have you with us.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, Lieutenant Governor McNally and members of the commission. I am Commissioner Margie Quinn with the Tennessee Department of Children's Services. DCS has one item for your consideration and approval today. We are pleased to present the early design phase for the Jonesboro, Tullahoma, and Lexington Welcome Places, previously referred to as intake centers. In addition to the early design phase presentation, DCS is requesting approval to revise the project scope and total project budget to reflect programmatic and phasing changes across the Welcome and Wellness Place model. These revisions support the necessary 24/7 trauma-informed spaces designed to meet the immediate safety and stabilization needs of children entering custody, while intentional placement is coordinated. To accommodate the needs of round-the-clock care, this request expands the service capacity to include on-site medical, dental, therapeutic, and educational services for children in transition. Providing these services in one coordinated location allows DCS and its provider partners to deliver wraparound care more efficiently, reinforce safety for children and staff, and reduce unnecessary movement during a highly vulnerable point in a child's custodial episode. The request also includes a site change for the Memphis Welcome and Wellness Places. These changes better position the department to meet the needs of children and families we serve while maintaining the flexibility necessary to respond to an evolving child welfare system. At this time, I would like to introduce Chris Ashbrand with Allen and Hoschel to present the design.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chris.
Thank you, Commissioner Quinn, as well, for that introduction. And thank you for allowing me to come here this morning and present the Intake and Assessment Centers, EDP, which we now refer to as the Welcome and Wellness Centers. As Commissioner Quinn explained, these facilities provide a transitional venue while permanent placement options are being arranged. The intake centers, which we now call the Welcome Centers, are short-term in nature, and the assessment centers or the wellness centers are longer stays as additional care is being arranged and assessments for the children. Currently planned, there are 9 buildings on 7 sites spread across the state. The construction of the facilities will move forward in 3 groupings. This morning, today's presentation includes the first group 1, Jonesboro, Tullahoma, and Lexington, all 3 intake facilities. So they're the same building reproduced in 3 different sites. This is a floor plan of the Welcome facility. The Welcome Center layout is configured so that the housing function is separated from the front of house common spaces. The Welcome Center is designed to accommodate 16 children in 4 housing units to facilitate the separation of children with different needs, as well as accommodate incoming sibling groups. Each of the housing units has an adjacent outdoor enclosed porch, in addition to the sleeping rooms, living room, the restrooms. The front of house portion of the building has a small public lobby and offices for the department staff, work areas, and a conference room. The flexible office zones allow the facility to accommodate needed changes throughout the building lifespan. A modest medical area accommodates minor needs that come up with an exam room, a dental room, and a nursing area. The intake and release function is the first location the youth will interact with the facility as the department staff welcome children in. The building will have a shared dining area and warming kitchen to serve off-site prepared meals and snacks for the youth. The dining area is also sized to accommodate and serve as a centralized gathering space for children during various activities. This slide illustrates one of the 3 site plans, and some of the items that are typical to all of the sites include separate entrances for public, staff, and youth, adequate parking to support the users of the building, an outdoor play yard with fencing for safety and security, and a partially covered back porch at each of the living spaces for regular access by the youth. Each of the sites have various limitations and opportunities for which we are accounting for. This site, as mentioned, is the Jonesboro location, which has a significant cross slope, and the developed portion of the site will be strategically located so that we're minimizing grade adjustments for cost savings. The next slide illustrates the Tullahoma site, which is a generally flat corner lot with numerous large hardwood trees in a park-like setting, a slightly different configuration, but the same components of the site and the building. The third site is Lexington, Tennessee. And the Lexington, Tennessee site, like many of the others, also has a moderately sloping site and is currently undeveloped and heavily vegetated. So we will take the appropriate measures to remove the vegetation and prepare the site as required. The slide here indicates some interior perspectives or vignettes of what we envision the interior spaces to look and feel like. And you will see that the character of the space is very calming and comforting, therapeutic, very welcoming to the youth, and also a pleasant place to work for the employees that staff this facility. We have a interior corridor word wall that we call it, that is inspirational and motivation to the children as they go through this time of transition. You also see the entry area for the intake and release portion of the building, and an example of what the medical exam room would look like. The next slide, these are images of spaces in the building where the children spend the majority of their time, the entry into the living spaces, the dining and central commons, and then also the residential living area that serves one of the housing spots. With rather simple bedroom furniture replacement and doorway modifications, the facility can accommodate additional capacity rather than require expensive and slow, complicated building additions. So this slide just shows you that we're able to take out some furniture, replace that with bunk beds, change the configuration of the door, and potentially increase capacity.
By how much increased capacity?
Maximum occupancy for the children, we could see it going from 16 to potentially 32. But that would
Okay.
be a pretty full building at that point.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. The single-story Welcome Center is designed to blend into the established residential neighborhoods of Tennessee, prioritizing a non-institutionalized, home-like atmosphere. Featuring pitched gable roofs and outdoor porches, the buildings relate to the traditional Southern residential styles, helping to facilitate and foster a sense of normalcy for the youth in this time of transition. Horizontal and vertical siding, wood accents, brick and stone veneer, and metal roofing reinforce the familiar residential identity. Wood-framed walls, wood trussed roofs on a concrete slab allows for speedier construction time period while also protecting the project budget. The final slide indicates our opinion of probable cost for the first of the three groupings, Jonesboro, Tullahoma, and Lexington. The total projected cost of the group one is $30,446,000. And then we've got some projected dates of when we will be completing design and moving into construction for each of those three facilities.
All right, questions?
Mr. Chairman, I have questions, but it might be for the commissioner more so. Do I need
Okay.
to make a motion on the item?
Yeah,
Motion on the item.
Second.
okay, it's been moved and seconded. Comptroller Mumpower,
Thank
you're
you very much.
recognized.
Thank you both for being here. One thing that is exciting to me about this project is if it goes as anticipated, it will help overcome multiple repeat findings in comptroller audits. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
We hope so.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
that's the plan.
That's the
You never,
intent.
you never guarantee
Yes, sir.
an audit finding or not, but
Yes, sir.
so talk about that. Talk about, what your goal was in terms of being able to have the children seen more quickly
That's right.
and that kind of thing.
Yes, sir. We revised the plans because we have repeat audit findings regarding medical findings and dental findings. We are failing to have the children seen within 30 days of entry into custody. And there are a couple of reasons why. One is because it's just really difficult to get a kid seen within 30 days. Anybody that has children knows that it's hard to get a medical or dental appointment within 30 days. In some areas of the state, there is a deficit of pediatric dental providers. In some areas of the state, it's difficult to find providers who take TennCare for pediatric dental, for instance. And so we think that by having These facilities contracted to provide medical and dental on site. Our children who are coming through these facilities, either assessment or intake, welcome and wellness, it's an opportunity for us to have them seen really within the first 72 hours of coming into custody, thereby satisfying our standards, the COA standards, as well as mitigating many of the comptroller concerns. And it is what is best practice for children.
And so am I right? So we're going to have physicians and dentists on state staff? Is that correct? Or just on call?
So what we would envision is that we would contract to have a contracted medical or dental provider there a certain number of days a week. So we would do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and our staff would know that those are the days that the providers would be on site, so that we would catch the majority of the kids that are coming through the centers.
Right. And, you know, if there's an incident on a weekend where you bring a child into
Right.
state custody on a weekend, I
Right.
guess they would, because, you know, as you say, a lot of those offices aren't open on weekends, that would still be able to satisfy the 48 or 72 hours, either Monday or Tuesday or something like that.
That's right. The standard is they must be seen within 30 days. We would love to be able to do that within the first 72 hours. But also, we could envision our foster parents being able to come through and utilize this service. Our case managers being able to bring a child, maybe who wasn't going to be staying at the Welcome or Wellness. These facilities really are for kids that are 12 and older, 13 and older. We envision utilizing the Isaiah houses for our younger, much younger children. And there are going to be some kids that come into custody that are going to come out really fast and really never enter these facilities. We envision the medical and dental still being of use for our case managers for kids who never reside in these facilities. I can see that because of the way we have designed these facilities in pods, even if we had a younger sibling set with an 8-year-old, for instance, based on the kids that are in that particular location, if we want to keep a sibling set together, it would be important for us to we want to keep siblings together. And if we have 2 or 3 siblings, 8, 10, 12, we might decide to put those siblings in that pod together, and then no other children in that pod. It depends on what's going on in that particular welcome place. But this design gives us a lot of options. And of course, in conjunction with the Isaiah houses, we feel like this design and these buildings will give us a lot of options that DCS frankly has just never had before, because we've never had our own buildings before.
And I think finally for me, the 3 locations, we already owned the property at those 3 locations. Is that correct?
We have purchased Jonesboro, yes, sir. We already owned Tullahoma because that was already state property. And the Lexington property was deeded over to us. It was military property. And so the military is on 5 acres and we now have 5 acres.
When you think about those 3 locations, do they assist in some of the most acute need?
They do. And we strategically decided these 3 because obviously this hits our 3 divisions, and we're kind of spread out. We would love to hit Nashville next.
Yeah.
Nashville is a real hot spot for us, but the Northeast is also, there are a lot of children coming into custody in the northeastern part of the state. And of course, all roads lead to Jonesboro. And so we wanted to start in Jonesboro because the Northeast is where a lot of kids are coming into custody.
Right.
But we would love to hit Nashville as our 4th location.
Thank you very much. I'll renew my
Yes, sir.
motion, Mr. Chair.
Further discussion? See none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. You adopt.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next item is minutes, I believe.
We got that.
Our next
Oh, I'm
item
sorry.
is for the
One more.
Department of General Services, and we have Deputy Commissioner John Hall here to present this item.
Yes, good morning, Lieutenant Governor, members of the commission.
Good morning.
We have one item for your consideration and approval today on page 12 of the agenda for a long-term ground lease of approximately 18.25 acres of property on the Tennessee Preparatory School campus here in Nashville. And the organization is called 413 Strong, and they're a nonprofit that has been there. So 413 Strong offers a 6 to 8 month residential program to young men, providing participants with life skills, workforce certifications, and employment opportunities to address the root causes of incarceration, homelessness, poverty, and addiction. 413 Strong has been leasing 6 existing buildings on the TPS campus since 2015, and their predecessor organization, Y-Build, has been there since 2009. Their organization has placed 346 individuals in full-time jobs to more than 80 Tennessee employers at this point. The ground lease has a 30-year initial term with a 20-year renewal option, which is at no cost to the organization, so that they can raise money to expand their operations to provide graduate family housing, add a vocational training center, a daycare, and a community center. They are required to pay all the costs to develop and maintain the property during the term. They do have an option to purchase the land at fair market value established by an appraisal in the future. We ask for your approval of disposal by lease with a purchase option and with waiver of our advertisement and appraisal.
Motion on the item.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion. See none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. You adopt.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item is,
Next, I would like to request approval of the minutes of the State Building Commission meeting, which was held on May 14th, 2026.
we have a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any additions or corrections? See none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Next item.
Next, I'd like to report a number of items approved by the Office of the State Architect in accordance with the bylaws, policies, and procedures of the State Building Commission. These include 8 change orders, 4 sole source procurements, 2 capital projects with the total project cost of between $100,000 and $1 million, 1 alternative delivery method, 1 revision in funding with no change in the total project budget. Those are the report items.
I'll deem those reports received. And any additional items?
We have no further business for the commission.
Take a motion
Motion
to
to adjourn.
adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We adjourn. Thank you.
Good deal.
Good to see you.